libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's time for the True Sports Card Show.
The only 1 hour radio show that gives you the very latest in sports memorabilia news from around the world.
Here are your hosts, industry expert Imran Pilati and Sacktown Sports 49ers insider Emil Fragoso.
Good morning, everybody. It's Imran along with my partner, Emil Fragoso. He's back in studio. He's back. He was out on assignment running around. And we also have Nate behind the window. I'm so happy to have the guys back with me. Not that I don't like Chris, he's amazing, but I'm just saying that my crew's back. So we got the boys back.
Nate's your preferred choice.
Yeah. You two were running around last week at Levi Stadium. Having a good time.
It was hectic.
Yeah.
It was stressful. I lost 5 years of my life.
I don't know about having a good time.
Nate did not have a good time.
It was stressful.
Okay, as journalists, because that's what you are, do you get as excited? Can you temper yourself, or are you guys going nuts and screaming and going crazy?
I temper myself. Nate had to be held back for a second, but he was good. He was good.
Was the interception the issue?
Which one?
Well, the one that Love threw. I mean,
at the end?
Yeah, were you guys like?
Honestly, we were actually fine. Niners PR, their social team went berserk.
They were crazy, which is a
no-no because it's a media room. It's supposed to be quiet.
I will say I removed myself from the media for about an hour and a half. I couldn't watch from like the halfway through the third until literally the end of the game. Until I would check in with Emil a couple times.
Come on,
I swear,
no, he's being
dude.
honest.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I'm such a fan. Like I just couldn't. It's so uncomfortable. Sitting there in like a business setting, having to watch this game,
quietly with your arms folded,
dude, it's ridiculous. It was so difficult. So I went away and I had to just kind of watch from a different, because I couldn't do any work while I'm doing that. Like, I'm doing
fake work, right? Holding a pen but not writing anything, just staring at the
it didn't matter.
The vibes were not immaculate. I mean,
no, people were pissed.
Like, let's be honest. We were getting ready to write the hit pieces. We were getting really ready to write the pieces that were going to be bad. Like, we all were not happy. We were frustrated. People next to me were slamming binoculars. It was bad.
And then Brock did it.
I will. We're going to spend a lot of time on NFL today, but one of the things that just still trips me out was watching Brock wipe his hand in the middle of that drop back.
I've been saying this.
That was nuts.
Not good.
I mean, that's crazy.
Emil's really focusing on how that's not good. I don't understand.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, what happens is it's raining.
Yes.
Brock drops back for a pass. This is second or last drive. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, more than one occasion.
Second to last. And the guy comes back, drops back, takes his right hand off the ball, wipes it on his pant leg, and then goes back to throw it. Like, that's such a boss move.
He's so
there.
Baller for that one. That's sick, dude. That's sick.
Look, I am confident the Niners will bounce back this weekend. I'll be at the game tomorrow. However, I was not in love with what Brock was talking about this week. I'll just be honest there.
Hater.
I saw a little twinge of doubt. For the first time in Brock Purdy, and that scares me because his confidence is a superpower.
Well, come on, man. Let's think about this. You've got your whole entire game plan, and Debo's probably 33% of the plays.
He's a lot of
And then you lose the guy in the middle of the game, and it's raining, and now you got to they know that they're going to go heavy run. The defense does. Like, we're going to talk about the NFL. I want to talk about me.
I want to talk about you too.
I want to talk about.
I heard something big happen.
Amazing. We just made an announcement yesterday that we are expanding into our second location. So True Sports Cards and Collectibles is going into a second location. We're officially in Rockland, as you know. It's 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. That's where the True Sports Cards shop is. However, we're moving into Roseville, even though it's 2 miles away.
Wow.
Into the Roseville Galleria. We are coming in, and American Visions Gallery, which is an existing successful business,
Mhm.
is changing names and converting to True Sports Cards, Collectibles, and Fine Art. And this is a unique and different situation. So where is it located? It's located in the Roseville Galleria. We've got some pretty important neighbors. Not important neighbors. How about pricey neighbors?
Some fun neighbors
Yes.
next to you.
So we're directly next door. We share the wall with Tiffany and Company. On the other side of us is Lucky Jeans. If you go across the walkway, we've got Gucci to the immediate left. We've got Rolex Rolex Devon's in front of me, and then we have Apple Store to the right. Like
High rollers.
high rollers,
High rollers.
which I'm hoping converts into
now let me
high
ask.
customer.
Let me ask, because of the high rollers next to you, is that why you're including the fine arts onto your name at the end? Because I gotta have the exquisite pieces.
All right. So my business partner on this particular venture is Brooks Bernardo,
Mhm.
and Brooks is the owner, and he comes from a fine art background. His mom
Okay.
has been a curator at art museums for years, and then he got involved in it. So he's really into that stuff. And coming in there and doing this for me was our chance to expand and get into something unique and different for me. Now, we're going to have sports cards there, heavy sports cards, heavy memorabilia, sports memorabilia.
Mhm.
But the new stuff that I'm going to get into are like non-sport. I don't really spend too much time in that. We have Pokemon at our store, but this is going to have like One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh and
Ooh.
yeah, stuff that I don't
used
know
to
about.
collect Yu-Gi-Oh as
Did
a
you?
kid, so yeah.
Okay, then you might be able to help me. And then Funko. So it's
Oh, yeah.
the largest selection of Funko Pops in Northern California. There's over 40,000 Funko Pops that we have in inventory now. So I got to learn about this. And I'll tell you that in the autograph world, Funko Pops tend to be like some of the most popular
Mhm.
things to get signed.
Yes.
And I'm excited about that. AJ, who's coming from our store in Rockland, will be the manager of that store. We have DJ, who is the existing manager, is going to move into a new role. So we've got a lot of things going. We're officially launching True Collectibles and Fine Art. That's going to be on March 1st. So the next 5 weeks, we're going to be converting the store over
Wow.
into what that is. So look for that to happen. We'll keep you updated with that. All right. So there's other items. We have people ask about our trade nights, which we usually have anywhere from 75 to 125 people come through our
It
store.
was packed.
This next one we have, it's called Topps Hobby Rip Night. Put it on your calendars right now, folks. It is going to be February 24th from 5 to 8 p.m. February 24th. It's a Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Here's what I'd like to do. And I want you to know that we're giving away free packs of Topps cards to kids that come in. We want them to have a great time. Rip. Yes, Emil, raising your hand on radio, which is weird.
Do I qualify as a kid?
Kids and kids at heart.
But if I'm a kid at heart.
You know, it's like, I'm gonna give you a free pack, and then I'm gonna look at you with judgment. Going,
That's okay.
yeah, sure, why not? Do you
That's
want to?
okay.
Do you want a binky too while you're at it?
Haters are gonna hate.
Yeah. $50 or more in spending in Topps wax at my shop the night of Topps Rip Night. I will bribe you by giving you a free box
Ooh.
of Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, that's an offer.
One of my wife's best friends, her name is Renee Wood.
Mhm.
Her daughters are selling Girl Scout cookies, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to buy a bunch of cookies for the Topps Hobby Rip Night. So the girls there, Haley and Maddie, are going to be selling Girl Scout cookies, but I've already bought a bunch. So if you spend $50 in Topps wax products, it doesn't matter what you buy. We will give you a free box of Girl Scout cookies. Now, my
Okay.
wife will not let me eat any
Well,
because if you look at the sugar content on the side, it's a little high.
yeah, little high for us.
As I'm sitting here just finishing a donut and drinking orange juice.
So
Don't tell my wife.
good choices.
Yeah, don't tell my wife. And so
You got an orange drink with you though.
you don't even want it.
It looks healthy.
Yeah, look at the sugar count.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't even read it. out loud.
I stand corrected.
So I'm gonna do some jumping jacks. Try and burn this off if I
Hey.
can.
As someone who drinks coffee every day, I understand you got to get it out somehow.
So we have Girl Scout cookies. We're gonna have the Thin Mints. We're gonna have the peanut butter chocolatey
Tag
ones.
alongs.
I don't know what we're gonna have, but we're gonna have cookies.
I think I just found my Girl Scout cookie plug though. I think that's what I just found.
All right, actively buying singles. My team and I'm actually going to the Fairfield Card Show as soon as we get done here on the show. I'm driving to Fairfield. My team is already out there. Pete and Donovan are out at the Fairfield Card Show. We're actively looking to buy singles. People ask me, well, what are you looking for, Emron? I'll tell you. Any 2020 to 2023 football product, particularly the rookies from each one of those classes. I'm looking for unopened wax boxes, anything from 2018 to 2023. If you have an unopened wax box, I'm interested in buying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in buying graded cards over $50. And then finally, I'm really open to buying junk slabs. What does that mean? That means ones that you got graded and you wish you didn't, and now they're worthless. I want them.
Like all your Zion base rookies.
Correct. That are like $5 or $10.
No, yeah.
I want those. I mean, I'm not going to pay you $5 or $10 for a $5 or $10 card, but I'll pay you $2 to $6 or something like that. But
Yeah.
it's your chance to unload a lot of that bulk, crappy inventory that you just didn't want. All right. Last thing, the Sacramento Autograph Expo. As you know, we've talked about it many times. We've got Rodman, Ricky, Vlad Sr., Johnny Manziel, Jay Will.
The list goes on and on.
Yep, and the list will continue going on and on. People have asked, when do I get tickets? How do I get tickets? That's going to be on February 3rd. We'll have the website up and running. We'll give you details next Saturday when we are here on the show and we can talk about that.
Wonderful.
All right, enough about that. We're going 1 hour straight through like we always do. Nate, you ready for this? Nate just brought in some bubbly.
You did.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because I'm drinking the bubbly and I'm trying to talk on the radio.
It's hard. I've made that mistake
Yeah, man.
plenty of times.
Yeah.
We have to read sports updates here. We used to do that, and I'd be drinking it right before having just gross, weird burps during it. It's
There you go.
embarrassing.
That's why there's
So,
a
yeah.
mute button on there.
The True
in case you
Sports
got
Card,
one.
the True Sports Card Show brought to you by.
Also, we're not sponsored by Bubbly. Just want to throw that out there, but we could be.
We get bubbly.
Bubbly.
Bubbly, what's up?
Hit us up.
Hit us up. We'll
All
take
the
your money.
burps will get a lot better if you
339-1140, hit us
fill
up.
our pockets.
If you all want to join in the conversation, feel free to call us on the radio. 916-339-1140. We'd be happy to take your call. Last week we took a call, guys.
I know Dwayne.
No, it was Lou.
It was Lou. Lou called in.
Lou.
Shout
Lou
out
Rogers,
Lou.
he called in and wanted to know about prisms and why there are so many parallels. And I was flexing my genius brain, and I think actually I didn't answer it very
I
well.
mean, genius is a stretch. But no, also join at the YouTube chat at Sacktown Sports if you want to be part of the conversation as well. Join in there and see our stupid faces on the Instagram and on the YouTube. So,
Let's slow down. My face is not stupid. There are 2 games that are this weekend. They're kind of important. We got NFL games going on. Emil, do you know anything about these games? Are you somebody that follows football?
a little bit,
Okay.
a little bit.
All right. So here's what we want to do. We're going to play the game of will his cards go down or up?
I don't know.
So that was good.
I tried.
Yeah. Don't ever do it again.
Okay.
We want to start with Ravens Chiefs. Emil, you are the
Yeah.
NFL insider, 49ers insider. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that game, what you're looking forward to, and then let's talk about what players would likely be affected positively or negatively with a win or loss. Let's start with Chiefs and Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one has to be quarterbacks. Obviously, it's the most important position in football. And the biggest one isn't even probably the most name recognizable quarterback, which is Patrick Mahomes. It's Lamar Jackson, because if he does win this game, if the Ravens do win this game, this would be the first time that Lamar Jackson has made a Super Bowl in his NFL career. And because of that, because of the MVP-like season he's having, and most likely going to be the MVP, this could be one of his biggest peaks of his career right now.
When you're looking at the Ravens side, with the exception of Lamar, there's really nobody hobby love-wise that I could expect to go up a ton. Like you mentioned, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers. OBJ is kind of he's 31 years old. His cards are not going up or down. Side note, a refractor, 2014 Topps Chrome OBJ refractor for Odell Beckham Jr. PSA 10 goes for $25.
It's still OBJ. He still had the catch.
Dude, it's $25 to get it graded.
I get
It's
get
just,
it.
It's gone. I mean,
He's a kind of a cult hero.
yeah.
It's Odell Beckham. Like
Yeah.
that was, especially for where the world was at with social media at that time, 2014, 2015. He really was a big star on there because of his ability to grab the attention with that catch.
Yeah, and then he went to the Browns. Then he went to the Rams for a bit.
Then he's on the
Hurt
Ravens.
himself. Yeah, like the hopping around really hurts hobby values for guys.
Unfortunately, the Giants, I don't know if you saw that interview, tried to sink his career by sending him to the Browns. So that was unfortunate to see that.
Kind of worked hobby wise.
It did.
The other one that we should have been paying attention to, but it doesn't look like it's going to affect his cards, is Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
He signed with the Ravens about a few weeks ago, but not really seeing much action.
He's going to play, I think, a little bit in this game.
Isn't it crazy? You go from a guy that's doing 1,400 yards a year now to, I think he's going to play a little bit. That's what you said.
It's running backs. It's the story of running backs. It's why you don't take one in the first round. Atlanta Falcons. I got him.
Oh man, you got me. All right, so the Lamar Jackson PSA 10 2018 Prism card recently sold January 26th for $365.
Wow.
All right.
That's crazy.
If Lamar gets to the Super Bowl and the hype that's been leading up this week about they keep replaying, oh yeah, he was 30th picked in the first round and it's regrettable. And then when he was a free agent before he re-signed with the Ravens, people could have picked him up and they didn't. There's a lot of like revenge conversation that's happening on ESPN and other sports outlets. If Lamar makes it to the Super Bowl, should he make it, I truly believe that this card's going to see some serious uptick. I think anywhere from 20 to 40% increase in the next 2 to 3
I mean, the
weeks.
biggest peak even before was January 18th. That was at 475 for this card. So could we see a potential uptick even higher than that after this game if they do end up going to the Super Bowl? I think it's very much possible.
So that's the Ravens side. Let's talk about the Chiefs side. The players that would actually be affected positively or negatively. Oh, let's step back for a second. Do you think that Lamar would go down in value if they don't make it?
I think a little bit, yes.
Because
it's the Lamar can't get over the hump thing.
I think Lamar. He's not Josh Allen yet.
He hasn't made one yet. And again, Mahomes has been the proverbial favorite in the AFC, and there's always been that pedigree of Mahomes, Lamar, Josh.
I just think that Lamar is in a situation where he's going to win the second MVP. He's going to win MVP
Correct.
this year. And I think he kind of solidifies. So there's a difference between prices going up and people having interest in the card. I don't think the price goes down. I just think that less people would be interested in buying it. It's just
wouldn't that in retrospect have the price go down because less
not
demand?
necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I think what ends up happening is people will then start stocking him and just kind of sitting on it.
I see.
And there'll be fewer for sale, but fewer people interested in actively trying to buy him. Okay. Chiefs side, we've got Mahomes, Kelsey, Rashee Rice, and Pacheco. You're telling me that Pacheco is questionable?
He is questionable right now. Yeah, he's listed on the injury report with an ankle and toe injury. He is questionable. He did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. He was limited Friday.
So let's talk about the not Mahomes players.
Okay.
So Kelsey has already seen an uptick because of the social or pop culture presence of Taylor Swift involved with him. Right now, the most recent sale for his 2013 Topps Chrome Refractor, that went on January 25th for $425.
That's a lot of money.
Yep. And then
Is that funny photo too?
it's the one where he's like, his mouth is open and he's trying
Yeah,
to
he
catch the
hates that
football.
photo. He's talked about this on his podcast, how much he hates that photo.
So with that said, do we see an uptick on Kelsey? I think he's an all-timer. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's not a question.
Yeah.
His value is never going to go really down
No, he's going to be regarded as one of the best tight ends ever.
for sure.
But
Him and Gronk.
I don't see his uptick going up more so if he makes it to another Super Bowl. I see it more so going if they win a third Super Bowl
Understood.
because they've already been there.
And we'll have that conversation once they get through.
Yeah.
If they get through.
Mhm.
So that one is a possibility. How about Pacheco? You had mentioned Pacheco.
Yes,
So
I
he's
have.
looking it up.
Just looking it up right
He's
now.
so underrated,
I think he
Pacheco.
was 2022.
He runs so angry,
Dude,
Pacheco.
he runs so hard.
Like-
I don't understand. I guess he's not putting up the numbers, but
So
he runs hard.
So he's a 22 Panini Prism. I'm looking at the silver.
The
PSA
silver
10.
just sold actually for $18. So his value is very much there. If you ever,
You're seeing it ungraded. I'm looking at the graded version.
I see.
The graded version. Let's see here. Where am I? I lost it. Hold on. Stand by. Can we edit this out? I lost him.
Did you lose him?
Where are you? Jacob Silver 10.
He was 2022.
All right. January 25th, a PSA 10 silver Prism rookie.
There you go.
Closed at $125.
Wow.
So let's see how he plays. Who
Higher than
knows?
I thought it'd be.
Yeah, 125 on that. And I don't know, running backs in the Chiefs system really don't get a lot of love, which is crazy because Clyde Edwards-Helaire was
Yeah.
the starting running back until he wasn't.
Jared McKinnon was a starting running back until he wasn't.
Is there a reason why Clyde was no? Why was he removed? I'm asking.
He wasn't the best in pass protection, I believe, and that was kind of the issue.
He's 5'3", man. He's 5'3", 200 pounds. What do you expect him to do?
But that's the point. Is that's why we like Pacheco so much, because he's such a physical, violent runner that he can also be very good and hold up in pass pro.
The next option is Rashee Rice. I think he's a 2023 player.
He is.
Let's see here, Rice. Nothing like dead air. By the way, this is good. This is good.
Nothing
this
like
good
great
radio.
dead air. Yeah.
Yeah, this is good radio. 2023 present.
2023 present.
Thank you, Sayer.
Yeah, there you go.
Rashee Rice. I'm looking. It's too early to see PSA stuff come out because Prism's only been out for a couple weeks. But I'm looking at. I'm going to move over to Mosaic because I can see Mosaic.
Yes,
it's been around for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
2023 Mosaic rookie PSA 10 Rashee Rice. The Prism version. The PSA 10 went for $100. Wow. I think he has a chance to see a small uptick if they get to the Super Bowl because he looks like he's wide receiver 1.
That's not saying too much in that offense, but yes.
Which is crazy to say that with a Mahomes-led offense.
No, it is. It's just this is
weird
the
to me.
year that the wide receivers are really kind of spare parts, unfortunately, for the Chiefs. It's kind of been their drawback and why they aren't as confident in the Chiefs advancing.
So if you're not going to invest in Mahomes for whatever reason, I think Rashee Rice is a decent play.
And he had a really good game against the Dolphins, I believe, and also played well last week too.
And then let's get to our big boy Mahomes. All right, so first ballot Hall of Famer, probably already top 12 quarterback of all time.
I mean, he's new wave GOAT, isn't he? That's what they're calling him.
I think he's top 12. I'm not ready to bump Elway.
I'm just saying he's the new age. This is the guy to carry the torch.
Nate,
that's who he is.
What do you think, Nate?
I mean, he could retire now or miss the playoffs for the next 5 years and still be first ballot Hall of
I
Fame.
agree.
So I wouldn't blame you for putting him top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, era matters and stuff too, but just the way he came in. And I was a Mahomes. It took me too long to come around on him. I was like, all right, come on. Something's going to happen. And
the only thing I hate about Mahomes is his brother.
Yeah, and
don't
maybe his wife. And
I like his wife.
That's
What's she do to you?
I don't know.
She's a
All
little
that stuff's
annoying.
just annoying.
She can be a little.
But
annoying.
whatever. I don't even really I don't pay attention to it a whole lot. I just
enough to where it bothered you.
You know what's interesting, and I've had this conversation with a couple people actually this week, is that I compare Patrick Mahomes to the Steph Curry of his generation. I think that those two are very comparable in the NBA and NFL landscape of two players who came in and kind of changed the landscape of the.
They
of
move
their
the
sport.
same way and all that
They
stuff
move the
too.
sport.
No, like their body movement is like
Exactly.
it's weird. But
Just to
Mahomes
let you know,
is doing.
Just to let you know, this is the True Sports Card Show here on Sacktown 1140, Sacktown Sports 1140, and I didn't say that. Nate did. Their body moves are a lot of weird. Okay, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Nate Littlefield said it. I didn't say it. Go ahead, Nate.
I will take Curry's wife over Mahomes' wife any day. But
Just to let you know,
Pause.
they're both taken.
just
How do we edit this out?
Mahomes is doing what LeBron did that last year in Cleveland, where he drugged that team to the finals.
He did.
That's what Mahomes is doing this year. I
He
feel
did.
like for the Chiefs,
He's got him on
like
his
he's
back.
just pulling them. So, in my opinion, his stock is just going up. Even if they lose, get blown out, doesn't matter.
He's done. He's done as far as never going down in value.
The expectations have already been met for him.
Yeah.
He's peaked, right? Yeah.
There might be another uplift, but there's no way that it goes down. The guy's too good for too long now. He's basically, what is this? How many AFC championships is this?
This is 6 in a row, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, just to think about it, this year was the first year he had a road playoff game.
out of
That's
all those years.
unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal to think about. And I mean, the price reflects it because I'm looking at his rookie Prism card, which is the silver version, and that last sold for $3.5K.
I want to make sure that we're clear about this. In 2017, there was no regular version of it. So every card was a silver.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted, audience. If you think that you have a unique Patrick Mahomes rookie card because you have the silver version of the 2017,
Yep.
it's already, they're all silver.
There are 938 in the pop report.
There's no regular version of that. So they're all silver. I don't know why they did that. That's what they did.
It's Panini.
So do we see Mahomes get an uptick if they get to the Super Bowl? maybe a little bit.
A little bit. As a preparation for could they win it kind of thing.
I will tell you this too, and I'm foreshadowing a little bit in the future, but if you look historically, the lead up is where the money is made, but as soon as the thing happens,
Mhm.
it either flatlines or slightly declines.
Yes.
Take a look. Stafford is a perfect example. When they won the Super Bowl, when the I almost called them St. Louis Rams, when the LA Rams won the Super Bowl, the lead up for Stafford going into the game, Super Bowl media week, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Prices were going crazy, and as soon as he won, it tapered off.
It's hype.
So it's okay for the investment side of things.
It's hype. It's just hype plays a factor into supply and demand, and that's why people are hyped that this guy performed, and now he's going to the big game, and people are hyped about that. They want to buy into that.
All right, let's talk about the other game.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to. It was funny. We were in a chat text the other day, and the guys were like, "Oh, I can't wait to see the Lions game." It's like, no, I'd rather watch the 49ers game. And they were like, "But Emran, it's the same game." I was like, "Dude, sarcasm. You just terrible."
It's I've had so many conversations this week about this stuff. They're ready. They're ready.
Let's talk Niners Lions.
Yeah.
All right. The spread was as much as 7.5 for the Niners. It's now down to, I saw one today at 4.5.
That's correct.
Yeah. Let's go with the Lions side of stuff. The players in question that would benefit or be hurt are going to be Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, Emil, based on your analysis, what are you thinking that the guys are going to, of those 4 players, what do you see some of the activity in the actual game? And then we'll break it down as far as what we believe might happen.
Yeah, again, quarterback. It always comes down to the most important position, and that's Jared Goff, who, if they do go and win this game, he become, I believe, the 5th quarterback ever to take 2 teams to the Super Bowl. And that's incredible.
What was the stat again?
If Goff wins this game with the Lions, he would become, I think, the 5th or 6th quarterback ever to take a second NFL team to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's not going to happen. Niners are going to win. But
Well, I mean, anything's possible. The Lions got here for a reason, right? We thought the Rams were going to beat them.
I was just looking. Nate looked like he wanted to say something.
I was just thinking about the other court, like Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner.
Yeah. I mean, they asked Draper this yesterday, and he couldn't answer him. But
Draper doesn't have quarterbacks to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, he has Hurts. He was at the Super Bowl. He's an Eagles fan.
Brady.
Yeah, Brady.
Oh, he just flips around between the two. Oh, you're talking about just
He's talking about the
yeah, I'm
he's
thinking of
listing the
the- yeah.
players.
not Kyle Draper's.
Nah, Drapes takes up a lot of my mental thought though, so I
does.
gotta, I gotta push him out a bit.
Yeah.
Shout out Drapes. All right.
Anyway, on to Jared Goff and where he's at in the hobby value wise. He is seeing a really nice peak right now. His last sale on his 2016 Prism Silver, which again was the base card then, I believe, correct, Emran? In 2016,
It was.
it was cool. It last sold for $199, and that was yesterday. So
There was also,
that's a big deal.
hold on there.
Mhm.
If you look also, there was also one yesterday that sold for $240. There was another one that sold yesterday for $222.
Yeah,
So it's seeing an uptick. I mean, the world outside of the Niners
Mhm.
nation is rooting for the Lions.
Oh yeah,
Dan Campbell, I think, won head coach of the year yesterday, or is about to.
It wasn't announced.
Wasn't announced.
It will be announced, I believe, at Honors.
It's almost it's not possible that the guy doesn't win.
I mean, it's possible.
Who's going to get it?
Kyle's also a finalist. Kyle Shanahan. It's amazing he hasn't won a coach of the year yet.
Coach of the year is when you take a team that's not expected to do well and you do really well.
I agree.
Mike Brown is a great case of that for the Kings.
Brian Daboll last year with the Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not supposed to, but then you did. Dan Campbell is going to be that guy. And strangely enough, I'm going to be in Vegas for Honors Week next week.
Are you
Is it
really?
next week? 2 weeks from now.
Are
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah, I'm doing an event. It's kind of crazy. I'm flying in and out same day, February 8th.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going to doing a Top Golf event, and I have there's going to be multiple players
Yeah.
there. Woodson, Charles, and Rod
Oh,
will
yeah.
both be there. Biletnikoff. Some other people will be there. I'm excited about that. And then we're going to go eat dinner at the Angry Crab.
Nice.
And there's a few players that will be joining us for that. And then I'm flying home that night.
Cool.
So
we'll potentially see you out there.
In and
Yeah,
out.
let's say hi.
Yeah,
We'll come
yeah.
say hi
Yeah.
if the Niners do win. We'll
Come
be out
join
there.
us at the Angry Crab.
Yeah, with you,
My-
with
my
Rod
bus-
and Charles. Yeah.
My business partner, Shane Westholter, is the part owner of that place. So I sit down, I eat the crab, and then I go home and I want to die because I eat so much crab.
I love crab.
This is all you can eat, I think. All right. I don't know why I'm coughing. I apologize.
Come on,
Okay.
Emron.
So Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra. I think that Sam Laporta has seen a nice uptick in interest
Yes.
as well as his rookie cards going up. I just think that Amon-Ra is going to get that love.
I could see it.
There's no way that the Lions go through without Amon-Ra having a good game.
Agree. He has to break
He
out.
has to.
He has to break out. And he'll be shadowed mainly by Javarius Ward and Diamador Lenore tomorrow. And so that's going to be a really fun matchup to watch for sure.
Do we have any injuries in the Niners secondary?
No, the Niners have their healthiest cleanup bill pretty much all season. Only Oren Burks, their third linebacker, is questionable with a shoulder injury.
Who? Oren Burks?
I like Oren.
Is that a real
Burks.
person?
Yes, that's a real
It
person.
is. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't mean
can
to-
confirm.
I'm not gonna.
He's actually a solid player. He plays the Aziz Al-Shaair role that Aziz played last year, and he's done a very admirable
Third
job.
inside linebacker. Yeah, he's good.
Especially with Demetrius Flanagan fouls as well too.
Another great name.
DFF,
Nothing beats Jaquiski Tart.
Yeah.
Jaquiski Tart.
Jaquiski.
Jaquiski.
Jaquiski?
I think it's Jaquiski.
Is it Jaquiski?
Yes.
Look at you.
Because Q. Yeah. Well, it's my favorite team ever.
No,
I
not
love
you.
it.
Look at Emron.
Oh.
Emron got it right.
I know lots of these things. I know.
What was that?
I know lots of these things. All right. Remember when I used to be nervous on the radio? Now I say the most
Yeah.
stupidest stuff.
It
I
comes
know.
with time.
You realize we're just hanging out.
Just talking.
Just happened to be on the radio. Purdy, Kittle, Bosa, Debo, Ayuk, and Warner are the players for the Niners that would see some hobby effectiveness one way or another.
Ayuk maybe too.
I said Ayuk.
Okay, cool.
All right. See, that's part of it. Having a co-host that listens to everything I say.
Making sure you got all of them.
We're taking applications right now. Purdy, Kittle, Bosa, Debo, Ayuk, and Warner. Okay, let's start with defensive players. First of all, what are your thoughts on the Niners and what they're going to need to win? And then who are the players that are going to be involved in the win itself? Who are going to be the most important players of the win?
It's going to be the front four on defense and setting that edge and stopping the run for Jahmyr Gibbs. If they allow Jahmyr Gibbs to go off, especially with Dave Montgomery, as well as a change of pace back, both of them being change of paces for the Lions, it's going to be a long day for the Niners. They have to stop the run, and they haven't been able to the last few weeks. They allowed Aaron Jones and the Packers to run all over them, 18 carries for 108, including that 53-yarder that almost was a touchdown. The Niners have to stop the run. If they stop the run and dominate the line of scrimmage, they will have a successful day. If not, it'll be another close game like we saw last week. And so that's who I'm really looking at on the defensive side of the football to elevate their game. Like guys like Chase Young, Nick Bosa, those guys, if they have a big game, could see an uptick.
So let's step back for a second. With the exception on that 53-yard run that Aaron Jones did, was it like some freak block to where he got free? How did that happen, Nate?
There's a lot of slippage going on in that game.
Logan
There's
Ryan
several
made-
touchdowns given up, or at least one touchdown, several big plays, I
'Cause-
should say, given up due
'cause-
to the conditions. of the
Because
field.
106 isn't a big deal to me if 53 of it came on one play. So
Yeah.
if you think about that,
Mhm.
yes, you're right. 106 is 106. But if you take away the 53, that's half the amount. And if the
Yeah.
Niners contain them with the exception of that one run, then I feel pretty good about that. It's not terrible.
They did for the most part.
Okay.
And
Now-
they contain Love, too, who can move as well.
Right.
He didn't really run at all. And they didn't sack him, though, at least. But
Yeah.
They got a
Yeah.
lot of pressures.
So when it comes to the hobby, Bosa and Warner are obviously the ones that have the most hobby love. Everybody loves Bosa. Everybody loves Warner.
They do.
There's actually a projected stat. Excuse me, a projected bet. I'm not a bettor, but the bet was 12-1, meaning bet $1 and get 12 for it.
Yeah.
I know you know. I'm telling the audience.
Okay.
That Warner would get an interception. So if you bet $100, you'll get 1,200 if Warner gets an interception. They think that Goff is going to throw down in the middle a little bit more than usual to the Laportas and to the the
I can
check
see
downs.
it.
And I just don't see hobby love financially for Bosa or Warner.
Okay.
It's defensive players. They just
No, I get it.
it doesn't translate from real life awesomeness to hobby love awesomeness.
I get it.
All right, so where's Debo's arm at? His shoulder.
Great. Debo is great. Debo talked to the media for the first time all week yesterday. He has been fully cleared with no restrictions to play in this game. And that was a bit of concern going into it because he did miss most of the Packers game with what he had initially thought was another fractured shoulder to his left shoulder, which he had suffered week 6 against the Browns. It is not that. It was more of a deep bruise. So he is fortunate because of that. and he will go into it with no restriction. And what do I mean by that? I mean that basically they asked Debo yesterday, you play a physical style of football. How are you going to protect yourself? He cut off the reporter. I ain't protecting nothing. Debo is fired up, and he's going to play physical football and looking to go smash mouth against the Lions, especially with C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the other side.
So we got Ayuk as well. How the other two guys, Kittle and Ayuk, healthy?
Yes.
No issues?
Everyone is healthy except for pretty much Oren Burks.
And we already told you that is the game-changing player of – I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So Ayuk, Kittle, and then, of course, our boy Purdy, who you were pretty critical about pre-show. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've been critical all week.
Gonna hate.
I've been critical all week about Brock Purdy because
Talk to me.
after the game, especially, and Nate knows this, and Nate was mad at me about this. I gave Brock Purdy a 3 out of 10 for his performance against the Packers.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
The guy that won.
The guy that won.
Okay, so he doesn't even get a 5.
I changed it to a 5 because I was being too harsh. I understood that. But at the end of the day, Brock Purdy was not playing to his standards. He wasn't playing good football. And not only that, he was looking for the home run ball like he was against the Ravens. And what did that end up being? 4 interceptions that game. As long as Brock Purdy plays in the system and trusts that his options are going to be there and doesn't look for the home run every single time, he can do it on occasions, but he has to be able to work it in the offense.
We're just very lucky that defensive backs for the Packers can't catch.
Correct, because he almost had 2 pick sixes.
Jeez.
And that's the point I'm trying to get across is that Brock Purdy was extremely fortunate not to cost the Niners early on in that game. And that's why I'm hoping for this week he bounces back. I think he will in dry conditions.
With that said, how is this going to affect it? So here's what I believe. I don't think if Purdy throws 0 touchdowns or if he throws 3 touchdowns, it's going to matter financially in the scheme of his hobby value.
Yeah.
If they go through, it's going up.
It always, yeah.
If they get through, it's going up.
It is.
Because tomorrow we're having the number 1 pick from the 2016 draft against Mr. Irrelevant last pick of the 22 draft. So
what a story.
Yeah. I mean, either way, Lions or Niners that get through, it's going to be a story, and they're going to be America's going to be rooting for the NFC team.
Yes.
I hope that they're rooting for the Niners if they get through. Because it's weird. Niners and Chiefs normally outside of their areas are probably the most hated.
Yeah.
Well, no, the Cowboys are the most hated.
Cowboys are also the most hated, yeah.
But people are not the biggest Chiefs fans right now. They just don't like it. I think they think there's too much superfluous.
Too much Taylor Swift?
Too much Taylor Swift going on. All right. So
no, I get it.
I think that, who we really didn't talk about was Kittle and the effectiveness of Kittle.
We didn't.
Now, Kittle's rookie year is 2016, which is a unique year because you don't really see too many Kittle rookie cards. I'm going to look real quick, or maybe you can.
I am looking right now.
I'll be busy over here coughing.
Emran, are you okay over there?
Dude, it's this bubbly who we're not sponsored by.
The bubbly's making you go off?
Yeah,
right
we're not sponsored
What's
by
going
bubbly.
on, Emran?
Just I got a tickle in my throat.
I don't know why. His sales, again, it was a weird year in 2016. His sales are kind of not really showing up right now in the filters for some reason.
Maybe I'm wrong about that year.
Maybe.
Let me look.
He wasn't in 2016. He was 17.
That's what I said. I just made that up.
You said
I'm wrong.
You threw me off just
Correct.
now. So I'm ready.
I don't even think it has.
I said Ayuk.
No. Okay, he's in Phoenix. That's his rookie.
Yes.
So 2017 Panini Phoenix.
He was in Phoenix, yes.
PHOE.
I'm seeing it right now.
IX. Kittle rookie.
Kittle rookie.
By the way, right now, Jason Ross is disappointed in me. He's like, you guys are so unprepared. Okay, so I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
Rookie Phoenix.
I got it.
PSA 10. I only see color versions of it.
I see one right here though, actually.
I see one, 150.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Look when that sold. June 1 of 2023.
There was one actually, the 2017. This is just the rookie card from Phoenix. It was sold January 15th for $65.
Grab your Kittles.
Grab your Kittles.
Yeah, I really believe that.
Grab your Kittles.
If we get through, Kittle will
have a big game.
Yeah. Well, if they, I think that it's going to.
They will need every single person in this game.
Two of the three have to have a big game,
especially
Debo,
considering their linebackers for the Lions are not very good, and Kittle should be able to exploit that.
Okay, there you have it. Let's do some predictions. By the way, I went 4 for 4 the last time that we predicted.
You did.
And I was close to the points as well. I'm a savant. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And here we go. Chiefs Ravens. Emil, give me the prediction and final score.
Yeah, look. Patrick Mahomes in the NFL, Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. It's written in the stars. No. The Ravens are going to win this game. Let's be honest here. The Ravens, they're the best team in football right now. They are the hottest team in football. Lamar Jackson's the MVP. I see this going to end up about 28-20 Ravens.
Nate Littlefield, Ravens Chiefs. What are your beliefs on who wins and the score?
I'm kind of feeling like the Ravens are gonna shoot themselves in the foot a little bit.
Ooh.
I know all the hype's around the Ravens, all the conspiracies around the Ravens because of the logo or whatever. But I just think the Chiefs are so annoying. They just can't deal with being in the spotlight or not being in the spotlight. So I don't know. Like, you watch the Bills blow it against the Chiefs. Just it seemed like mental errors, mental mistakes with them. I feel like that could happen with the Ravens. So I'm gonna go 24-20 Chiefs.
Fair.
That's
Close game, but yeah.
probably wrong.
I am also on the Chiefs. I think that the Chiefs pull it out. I think that they have a way of making sure that they manage the clock correctly. And while I believe that Lamar may run wild, I think that the Chiefs just somehow figure it out. They always do.
They do.
So annoying.
I don't like them.
They might be annoying, but they are
Can't stand
champions for a reason.
Ugh.
I'm going to go with Chiefs 24-21. And I think that it's just one of those scenarios where I think Mahomes figures it out. But the only thing that I would tell you that I do believe may come into play is that both kickers on both sides are awesome. So
Yes.
you have Harrison
Butker.
and for the Chiefs, and you have the GOAT of kickers,
Justin
Tucker on the other side. I think that he's the best kicker of all time. I think he's past Vinatieri at this point.
Yeah.
And I just feel like missed field goals are not going to be an issue unless it's like 55 yarders or longer than
There's
that.
weird weather conditions, but I don't think
But
they're expecting
these
this
guys
weekend.
just don't miss field goals. They just don't.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where we're at. Niners Lions. I'll start with you first, Nate. What are your thoughts? As if you're going to choose anything but Niners.
Yeah, but maybe my choice will surprise you, or probably not.
Oh.
I just think that the Lions are going to hit a wall. I think the Niners are back after that tough week for them. No weather conditions. Pressure's on the Niners to win 3 NFC championships in a row. I think it's just let's go. It's Jared Goff. They know how to beat Jared Goff. The Lions defense is not great. I think the Lions are going to feel like if they get a either a 3-and-out or force the Niners to punt or turn what should be a touchdown into a field goal in the red zone, the Lions are going to take that as a win, and that's not a big enough win to get the actual win and beat the 49ers. So I think the Niners take it to them like 34-20 or something. I think I really do think that. I hope I'm not jinxing them or anything, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I actually yesterday on with the drive guys, I had the exact same score prediction, Nate. I had 34-20. I'm going to change it a little bit.
What did you have it on our show?
I thought it was 34-20.
That's what I did. I thought. Whatever. Maybe we're on the same boat.
We're in the same boat. I'm going
Yeah.
to be a little bit kinder to the Lions because I do think the Lions can keep up with them. I just think, and I could see it being a close game at halftime. I could see it being 17-13. I really could, because this is how this has happened for the Niners over the last few games. But I think that their ability to pull away and their resilience, especially at home, is what's going to be the difference here. And like Nate has said with Jared Goff, the Niners have a formula to beat him. He's not a very mobile quarterback, very similar to Jimmy Garoppolo that way, where if you get him off his stand, he really struggles and makes mistakes. I expect that to happen as well. I'm going to go 34-23 Niners.
Here's what I've seen since Christmas Eve. The Lions wins have been 30-24. They lost to the Cowboys 20-19. They won against the Vikings again 30-20. Wild card 24-23, and then Bucks last week 23-31. Even in their wins, they're close.
Mhm.
Right? They're not more than a one-score win in most cases.
Yes.
So the Lions are good at hanging around. I'm with Nate. I think that they're going to smoke. The Niners are going to smoke them in the sense of just overwhelming them with the offense. What I really hate, and maybe I'm wrong, guys, because you guys watch the games a lot tighter than I as industry experts, or NFL experts. I just feel like Kyle just gets kind of wimpy when they get a lead. Like, I want him to just go, keep scoring, get crazy on him, like dominate. And he tends to play prevent offense.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. This has been a criticism of Kyle for a couple of years now. Nate knows very well.
And it creates an environment to where you're only 1 or 1.5 scores, and I'm half. I mean by like 10. Like you're less than 2 touchdowns up on a guys, and you're just letting off the gas. Nate, you want to say something? I can see it.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, that's a fair criticism. I mean, everyone, when you think of Shanahan, a lot of people go to the Super Bowl offensive coordinator for the Falcons, 28-3. He played prevent offense, right? Yeah. There was some sort of stat, like if they would have just taken a knee every drive and just ran out the clock, they would have had a better chance of winning. I mean, I think he got out of his own head in the last week's game. Something happened, something clicked with everyone, and it just worked. You could tell there was relief from Shanahan in the post game, for sure. Coming off that, I don't doubt what you're saying, but I think if they get that lead, I think they're just going to hold on. I mean, do you guys remember the last time they played the Lions?
No.
2 years ago is week 1, I believe. 2 years ago,
Dan Campbell's first game in charge.
They crushed them, or they were up by a lot. The Niners were up by a lot and let Detroit right back in at the very end with multiple touchdowns. And partly was because Jason Verrett tore his ACL towards the end of the game, so there was like a shock, like a blow to the chest. Like you watch your friend go down after a whole preseason, all that, camp, all that. But that fear is there, and I'm sure that's in their heads a little bit. A lot of those guys are still there. So just be cautious, just put your foot on the throat and just take them out.
35-14 Niners.
Okay.
Wow.
I think that they hold them.
Yeah.
I think Goff chokes in the moment. I like Goff as a player. I don't like him going against our team.
Yeah.
You heard me. 35-14.
And I have some Lions news actually coming across my desk right now.
Oh, there are injuries too on their line.
Yeah, they also without Jonah Jackson. Frank Ragnow, their all-pro center, is also banged up as well. So they do have injuries there.
These guys won't miss a game.
Jonah Jackson's out.
Okay.
But Frank Ragnow's going to play through it. The Lions are not activating Zach Ertz off their practice squad. They are keeping him
weird.
on the interesting.
Why did they bring him on?
I guess he's not ready with the offense. Is my thing.
Zach Ertz.
It's a notable name. People know who that is.
Side note: my fantasy football team. I used to have Zach Ertz when he played for the
Eagles.
The Cardinals?
For the Eagles.
Oh,
I had him
Eagles,
way back when, and I had the best fantasy football name ever. Want to hear it?
Yes.
My ball, Zach Ertz, was the name of mine.
Nice.
Was the name?
Nice.
That's the name of my team.
It's really good.
That's excellent.
Okay, we've
That's
now been
really
canceled.
good. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
All right,
It's really good.
let's move on. All right, so now that we've gotten through all that, let's quickly talk about the Warriors and Kings game. What an awesome game that was the other day. Talk about heart attacks. Look, I love my Niners. I followed the Niners since I was a little kid, but I'm a diehard Kings fan.
As am I.
I have a lower back tattoo of the Kings. That could or could not be true.
Confirm or deny.
Cannot confirm or deny because I can't see it. Can't see it. What a game! Warriors Kings are the new rivalry. There's no more Lakers stuff. We don't need the Lakers stuff. They're just a bunch of old men running around in shorts.
It's LeBron.
We're talking about real rivalry. Warriors Kings multiple times now this year,
which they don't consider a rivalry or something. I heard a weird report from De'Aaron. He doesn't really consider it a rivalry.
Well, they're no longer playing in the regular season for this year. They've already all four have been completed, and De'Aaron is in a slump, but it's not a terrible slump, but it's terrible for De'Aaron slump.
Yes,
and it's noticeable. Mm-hmm. There's some injury issues potentially. Maybe not. I know that we're the home of the Kings, so I don't want to start any false rumors, but I will tell you that it's just noticeable.
Yeah.
But what's good is that when we have a player that's in a slump, having two other players step up, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Our boy, the the Red Velvet.
Yes.
Kevin Herter.
Kayvon.
Kayvon is actually playing a decent amount and a decent way. And more importantly, Harrison Barnes.
Oh my gosh.
Again, it doesn't translate to Hobby Love. His cards are not going to go up or down. But Harrison Barnes, 2 back-to-back 30-point games. What the heck?
Can you explain to me why when Harrison Barnes gets cooking, he reminds me of like a prime Kawhi Leonard from the mid-range?
Get out of here.
He has like
That's
this
the hottest take on the show.
He has like this weird turnaround game that like mimics Kawhi of like, okay, I see where people like you as the talent on the team.
They go, Emran, I'm so sorry. Your show's been canceled. I said, what happened? Was it the fantasy football name? No. Emil compared Harrison Barnes to Kawhi Leonard.
I don't know. I just see the similar games and how they play in the mid-range. When especially when Harrison gets cooking, like it's shots you would not want to take.
That's the Black Falcon.
What's the noise?
Have you heard that?
Let me hear.
That's the G-Man doing the Black Falcon caw.
Oh, I thought you were doing it with your own mouth, but that's a soundbite.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
I'm going to be
drop.
quiet. Do it again.
That's the G-Man on the
Gary
radio
Gerald.
during a broadcast. When I think he hit a 3 or something. This might have been last year, and he dropped the Black Falcon caw.
Even Jess
Yeah, I know.
in the
Look,
YouTube chat is saying
it's hyperbole. I understand. I understand what you're saying, but I'm watching them last night, looking at them like, man, I get why we signed you to a multi-year deal because you can. You're just so efficient from the mid-range when you're on.
Quick question before we move on to the final segment, which is going to talk quickly about the Hall of Fame
Yes.
for baseball. Do the Kings make a trade?
Yes, they have to.
And
A lot of doom and gloom around here about that.
They have to.
People are feeling they're not going to.
it is the doom and gloom that because they're not going to.
Yes, I think people are sad that they're not going to do anything.
Oh boy.
The feeling is they're not going to. That's kind of my general
Now I'm doom and gloom.
consensus from doing all these shows here.
We have a responsibility as the home of the Kings to not start to get aggregated into comments that we didn't vet completely. But let me just ask you this question. I'm not going to ask who, but would either one of you want a starter traded in order to improve the team?
Well,
Yes.
Who's the starter? Because I
See,
can't tell with
I
the
was-
rotations right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still keeping the same 5 for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a couple. I mean, there's
There's
I
two
feel-
names.
yeah, there's 2 in the starting lineup
There's
for
two
sure.
in the starting lineup.
I know, but
that can move.
We're definitely not going to say Harrison and Kevin Herter. We're not going to say that, right?
Oh no, we're not going to
It's
say
not those
that.
two.
And I actually, if I'm being for real now, I need Malik to be on this team for a few more years with Fox. Malik Monk is the heart and soul of this team.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he's a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they're gonna have to pay him. Hopefully, he wants to stay. We'll see.
I think
Of course he wants
does.
to stay.
I think he does. He likes being a king.
Of course he loves to say. All right, let's finish this out. How much time do we have left, Nate?
You got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh, okay, good. All right, very
Just
quickly.
enough time for baseball.
Anyway, while Emran tries to recover there, because that was great.
Oh God, that was funny.
So Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, and Joe Mauer have made the Hall of Fame that was announced this week. They're 2024 Hall of Fame inductees.
Ugh.
All three very, very important players for their era. Adrian Beltre had the most votes at 91.1, and Joe Mauer had the least amount at 76.1 of the vote.
But the one that you're going to want to collect there is Adrian Beltre. I'll tell you where we're at. There's 1997 Bowman Chrome PSA 10 has been going for $335 to $350. In August 27th of last year, that same card was going for $230. A $100 increase in value on that card. I'll tell you right now, Beltre is now known as one of the top third basemen of all time,
Mhm.
and just an exciting time for the Beltre,
Yeah.
Helton, and Mauer families.
Yes.
Here we are. I've got to get in the car. I'm going to go to Fairfield for the Fairfield Card Show. I'll be there all
Sounds
day
fun.
today. Thank you so much, Emil. It's good to have you and Nate back in the studio. We'll be back next week live yet again, February 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time for those of you listening on the app somewhere in the world other than Pacific time zone. So for Emran, Emil, and Nate, thank you so much for listening to True Sports Card Show here on Sacktown Sports 1140. See ya next week.
Bye.
It took all 60 minutes, but the 49ers found